party has taken hints that there was something wrong. That is vote buying. Allow the party to
under haircuts. They were not under an IMF condition. Their people, their unemployment rate was not 14.7%. 1.8 million of their youth were not unemployed on the streets. In fact, at the time they were implementing policies like this, they were posting their teacher trainees and their nursing trainees. Go to the UK. They have recruited their people to the extent that
he contested a primary election that he doesn't give any delegate money. And if you people are talking about bribery, who will bribe election and win with 32 votes?
Conduct, orderliness. Adia subanya semeno yema edin wofia yebetwe woma so no. The MPP grown-ups and kokra have lived that behavior. And you think that they are qualified to leave this country? Why are we in a comedy? Party akuku dam 4 womo ko school. Womo ko school mante, the youth of this country should look for one political party and join. Who's the MPP? Obama oba akodwa any party a ekira okodi president a yebeka say sabi opanti akese
now
as a woman.
Now, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah saw an Kojo News, and he had the biggest slap of his life. This is actually trending on all social media platforms. I'm out for no with the Unkobo video from mobile WhatsApp Navia. So why do you comment section straight to the news? Now, this slap Nkrumah, it's a literal word, but no actual meaning in there. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, as we know, of us saying every MP always campaign for Dr. Bawumia. Literally, he's everywhere for Dr. Bawumia. Even in the MPP, he says, "Well, take it in the day. He's going to be the leader of the small minority." Now, and come on, a twist turn of our idea to a point there. We're invited to join news, and people are now claiming that he was invited, he accepted, but then it became the disgrace of his life. Now, Ambassador no see. They were talking about this recent gold Hunsam Sama Bank of Ghana decided, together with the governor of the Bank of Ghana there. Gold Hunsam Semi, Aberdeen Bank of Ghana started the Oraton, the tons of gold. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah was trying to explain the MPP about what was the gold and what the end of me. It was around this number, what the Kodo this number. The tons were actually increased by reason of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and some MPP for. And see, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah do the kasa. But then later they didn't know there. The host and also a certain one first term MDC MPB not Sada, he gave him the defeat of his life. Now, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, he did not know that when it comes to the economy, he is a lawyer. But Sanka Aban economy Hunsama, the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, the MPP, is best to answer certain questions. But because of that, he's a failure at Nejuma. That's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, a failure at Nejuma. Obi a lawyer in the MPP cry is trying to fight. Oh yes, true. Now, go know some I bet the Bank of Ghana was in Canada or Tony some of the tons because they forecasted. We're on any team there. They forecasted that the gold prices were going to fall to a point that it would be best to sell because more fun than them will bebre. And I'm one of them moko prices or about faller. It is best for me to sell the moko because the prices are falling. And so me sell moko ne kakra na major kakra. So that over a period of time, no, so the prices no kufuma. Or kufuma. Now with the money, I can buy more. So kufuma, I can now buy more of it. In the channel, it's not bad to sell or to buy, but it depends on what you want. Now with the money that they have made from the selling of those tons of gold, now you'll be so shocked that now they can buy more tons, even more than what they bought before. Only in Kojo Oppong Nkrumah did not understand because he was not an economist. He is not, but he's just a lawyer. On the NDC, Isa Ata, Oba Mazana Ochechechenima, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah felt so defeated to the face that in Konya and Kawambash the whole show. Now the host at the time, originally, but you could see that Kojo Oppong Nkrumah had nothing to say. Because unfortunately, he has been defeated to a point. But why don't you make Dr. Bawumia speak on issues of economy? And why don't you speak issues of the law? But say, whatever would happen to you would happen to you. Now, the evidence another show no yet down to a point. They invited other people from CPP Nade to come and speak their minds. And everybody was disrespecting Kojo Oppong Nkrumah because of big mistake or in not trying to understand. And Komodo do and I was saying about other topics you could now see the Kojo Oppong Nkrumah had
I'll come to you
lost.
shortly. On the 17th of October, when we were in the US with the governor admitted that credit to the private sector was dwindling, and that even where credit was being given by the banks, it was tilting more towards government assets more than credit to the private sector. So it's not just about the rate, it is also about the supply of funds to the private sector.
Okay, so I don't like to do this, but we have to.
No, factually,
Now,
of course.
Credit to private sector has not dwindled. It has increased by 19%. In fact, it was reported even in the 2026 budget. And even at the Finance Committee, when they brought down their mid-term development framework, it is stated clearly that access to credit funds have increased by 19%. Sterilization. I hear the MPP make that concept of sterilization. It is not supported by any theory. When government wants to mop up liquidity in the market, the only tool, the Bank of Ghana has policy rates as its tool to either influence inflation or interest rates. When you want to mop up excess liquidity, what the government normally do is to increase the policy rate so that it becomes an incentive so that people will push their money in there to get more returns. That is the time government moves up the money. When policy rate is reducing and interest rates at banks are reducing, you can't call it sterilization, because it creates an avenue for loanable funds for private sector to operate. So when you say mop up of 60 billion, where are you getting that data from?
The Bank of Ghana.
No, I beg you. I beg you.
Hold on.
Sterilization does not mean.
Hold on.
Let's get it right.
Hold on. You asked a specific question.
No.
You want him to answer so that we move very briefly, because he's...
yes.
He invited me, ranking member of the Economic Committee. We invited the Central Bank to our committee. We asked them a direct.
Yes.
They gave us that figure.
So 60 billion, they said it.
I said
BOG said it.
Sterilization does not mean.
Okay, so who exactly?
The governor himself gave us that.
Your explanation
in the records of Parliament.
Your explanation of sterilization.
In the record.
It says it's in Parliament. You want to... We have to verify that.
I'm saying that the meaning that he gives to sterilization is not supported by any theory.
Okay.
Which meaning
that is not how you simply mean.
Which meaning have I given?
So,
No.
Let me answer that one. What tool do they use to mop up the money? What is the tool that they use?
You do not know the tools that the Bank of Ghana uses.
Because if you go by the tool that they should use to mop up excess liquidity,
have you checked their open market operation numbers?
Okay,
I'm asking you a question. Have you checked their numbers?
Because once you ask me a question, I must address.
From this,
speak to what you know.
If you want to reduce this into a debate,
but frankly,
we can't go there.
No, frankly,
so it's okay. It's okay. I think I'm said 60 billion. Okay.
I'm saying that the definition of
the thing about this is that because Kojo has said the governor has room to come and deny.
There is no public record on that.
There is.
I'm telling you.
Appeared before a committee of Parliament and gave the figures.
No, but it's
both of you are in Parliament. So I want him to articulate.
We have economists watching us.
Yes.
I'm saying that the definition of sterilization as given by Honorable Oppong Nkrumah
By the way,
is not correct.
No.
Number two,
it's okay. I haven't.
Meaning
what I have said is that you have done 60 billion.
And I'm telling you that the meaning you have given is not correct.
Direct question to the
let me
governor. And the governor responded that they have done 60 billion.
Let us.
The governor doesn't know.
I don't have. Look, there's no record.
By the way,
okay.
No, it's okay.
Wait.
So you dispute.
I dispute that because
fundamentally
that the Bank of Ghana
policy rate tightening monetary policy to
is the policy rate, and even open market operations. Bank of Ghana is mandated by law, and they've given us their annual report.
Okay.
Which year?
You didn't see
2025.
And you didn't see
Yes, Finance Committee
published.
Oh, but you said Parliament. Is this 60 billion anywhere you would?
Yes,
Where?
yes, it is. Now
let me.
The Economic Committee of Parliament.
Look, economists are watching us.
Yes.
You can call them subsequently. When they say sterilization of money in an economy or mopping up excess liquidity, the tool that they use is supporting the data that they have to increase the policy rate. That would drive in for people to use it as a switching cost. If I look at the policy rate going up, it means that it is an incentive to drive my money there. And then they mop it out. But when policy rate is decreasing, you cannot call it sterilization. That's my point.
But I have not said it's policy rate.
Okay.
Please, let me... Methodology as to how we got the appreciation. They've been making this argument, and I think that we have to end it. Financial intermediation, every country in the world, when you have a Forex market, in fact, one of the base of Africa that causes currency volatility, depreciations, and continuous trade imbalances in African countries has to do with weakened or shallow forex market. Every country in Africa, according to the AFTA data, is mandated to promote a deep forex market. And how do you do that? What causes currency volatility is because when private sector wants to get exchange rate to import their commodities and it is unavailable, then the limited quantity that is there will determine the price that they give to us. So Bank of Ghana always intervene in the market. And look, the intermediation that they do is not a free intermediation. You have cedis and you need dollars for importation. Bank of Ghana gives you an equivalent rate in cedis, in dollars, and collect the cedis back. So if you say Bank of Ghana has pumped in billions of dollars into the forex market, it is part of its core mandate to ensure that we have financial market stability and then economic growth. Now, let's come to this concept of reserve buildup.
On that point, the IMF program actually allowed that.
Of course.
To the extent that you also can build your reserves, they give them a certain room to do so. Exactly. And the BOG governor came to make the point that because they met that threshold, they are allowed to do more intermediation.
The IMF in 2025 summarized everything for us. They said that they want to praise this government for addressing all the policy slippages that they witnessed in 2024. And the government has taken corrective measures. Today, this afternoon, we met the finance committee met the IMF statisticians on the annual debt reporting.
Your committee?
Yeah, the finance committee. We met them this afternoon, this morning at 10 a.m. And I can tell you on authority, Ghana virtually performed 96% of all earmarked targets. So if the Bank of Ghana is doing financial intermediation that is excessive beyond what the IMF has required us to do, they would have reported it. And I'm saying that it's a standard practice. Go and read various literature on forex volatilities in Africa. They will tell you that Africa has shallow forex market. And the reason is that when private sector wants funds into to purchase imported goods, they do not have it available. So supply is always lower than demand, and then it pushes down the currency up. I want to correct something also. What are the input costs or cost of production? This Guta and the businesswoman is here. Tell me what determines production costs. What data are you using to suggest that production cost has rather increased? What data are we using? You can't use cost of energy and electricity and water as the only cost drivers. Production costs, we've learned basic economics on production theory. Production cost goes beyond that. And any other item in a cost theory will tell you that it's on a decline. So what basis are you using to say that production cost has rather increased when we are seeing the reverse because products are coming down? So if cost of production is increasing, why are we seeing a reflection in production declining, output price declining? It's because the production cost has reduced. Look, every time you are calculating the final price of a product, you use the production cost plus margin that you want to make. So for a price to come down, it means that either they reduce their margin or they are reducing the input cost. So how can input costs be going up and their margin stable and then you are having a decline in prices? It doesn't make any economic sense. So please, there's no data that suggests that production cost has increased. Now on issue of interest rate, let's be honest to ourselves. We took interest rate at 29%. Guta. That is why industrial performance in 2023 came to negative 2.2%. Because private sector could not have access to loanable funds. Interest rate was around 29%. We didn't see Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah talk like that. Today, we are seeing policy rate dropping to 15.5, and the expectation is that it will force down. In fact, at the beginning of this year, interest rate at interbank rate was around 19% in some banks.
No, it's more than that.
I'm saying that at the beginning, I know a particular bank. I'm telling
people in the market are telling you.
I'm also.
As for that, it's not.
If you go to GCB,
no bank.
If you go to GCB, no, I'm coming. Okay.